Well, here we are. This is the famous Nathan Wyburn.
Yes, hello.
And you're from UK, right?
The UK, yes, Wales. So not quite England, to the side.
Yeah, you have
Wales.
fabulous hair. It's very
Oh, thank you. I've recently
cut off.
cut it all off, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
it
seen you.
was quite voluptuous.
Well, when I saw your pictures on the website, you look more like a Visigoth.
Right,
I
okay.
think they were taken over at that point, weren't
Yeah,
they? Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I have to comment, when I first saw you, I was kind of smitten with your plethora of spectacular tattoos, and I really have some questions about that before we even begin.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, now, can you see this beautiful leg here? Now you've got a lot of women on here. Is there a
I
reason
do.
for that?
Well, growing up, I was obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So the cast of
yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so there's lots of demons, but then also the gorgeous cast.
Oh my God.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And I notice you have something on your neck. Is that the butterfly?
Butterfly, yes.
How do you?
Growing up, my mother called myself and my two brothers after different butterflies. I was always the monarch butterfly, so I
The monarch.
got that from my mum.
Is that because you travel around a lot, right?
Well, I'm not quite sure what it was, but I'll take that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you will.
because I'm the king. I'll
Well,
take it.
I have to say I was very impressed with the fact that you have a knack, and I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. So you have a knack for spontaneous gestural characterization of just about anybody you do. And I have to ask you, is it because you lived with a crowd, or is it because you like people, or is it because you just have a talent or a brilliance for this kind of interpretation in art?
Do you know, I think it's because I've always loved portraiture. I've always been fascinated by people's faces.
Yeah.
When I was studying art, when I was younger in school, it was always portraiture, pop culture, portraiture. I always loved the movies and pop music and things like that. So it all just seemed to kind of link. I started off basically painting people that I admire, and now it's fallen into becoming my full-time profession.
Yeah, it's kind of like your signature.
Yeah, and I've kind of manifested it really.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I don't know how. Coming from a small town in the Welsh Valleys, this kind of life was not really, it didn't seem possible. It seemed like a dream. And now I'm living it. It's great.
Well, I think in a weird way you were kind of fated to it. You might have been in your previous life some sort of leader of a whole band of, Braveheart type of people. I could see you doing that. But you seem to have this kind of energy. When I was looking at you on your TikTok, and I was saying, wow, this guy's, he's assertive. I do a lot of talks to artists about, got to get out there, got to meet people, you can't be on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
And you have that kind of personality. You're very extrovertish, very warm. And no more bragging about you, but just go ahead and tell me everything about you. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it kind of stems from when I was younger, I was really shy. Extremely shy up until I was about 18.
Yeah.
And I was bullied a lot in school, whether that was because I had red hair and my sexuality, or because I was a creative and people just didn't seem to understand that.
Yeah.
Especially in the small town where I'm from.
Yeah.
And I kind of think I used my artwork to scream about and talk about things that I wanted to. So whether originally that was about my bullying or about things and injustices in the world that I want to talk about.
Well, when the bullies were chasing you, were you drawing them?
No, well, I should now. That would be the biggest. Look at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just such a shy kid, and then I kind of feel like I hid behind my work a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can stand proudly beside it and say, this is what I do, but also this is me.
Well,
not shy anymore.
I think what I do like about your work, it's very dynamic. It's very graphic. It would look great in contemporary settings. And I mean, I used to have a gallery, and I was doing a lot of shows myself all over the country. And I used to show a lot of artists in my gallery. And I probably would have shown your work because I know,
thank you.
You have that kind of warm, upbeat, extroverted personality that you can tell immediately that you like people. And that, when a gallery finds an artist like you, it's like a gold mine.
Oh, thank you.
And I tell artists all the time, get outside your space. So if you had any advice for artists that are beginning, what would you tell them?
More than anything, I think it would be to trust your gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can feel like you're doing not the right thing because maybe it's not selling, but that comes with time. It comes with the right person seeing it.
Yeah.
It comes with so many factors that are outside what you can actually do. It doesn't defy your talent in any way. And everybody's different. There's no point trying, yes, look up to people, but you never try and be them because they already exist, you just be you.
Well, I have another question for you. I know you're gonna love this because you must have had a favorite teacher.
Yes,
Yes,
I
who
did.
was it?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, surprisingly, it was probably my father, to be honest.
Ah,
I can just remember watching him kind of draw the outlines of cartoons and
yeah,
things like the Power Rangers and stuff like that when I
yeah.
was growing up. And then I'd have to color them in and copy them and whatnot. And I really feel like his encouragement at that earliest stage
Yeah.
of my life was what pushed me. But then in school, I did have a teacher that really encouraged me to choose art as an option when in the UK you've got to choose certain subjects to take forward past 14 years old. And I wasn't going to choose art because it didn't feel accessible enough to maybe make a career out of in the future. And she said, "No, you have to do it. You're the only one. I'm telling you, have to do it." And I did because of her. And
Well,
who knows what would have, you know.
yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that question, because even I, when I was young, had a similar experience where I was terrified of being in a classroom and then suddenly you have like an angel that shows up that's a teacher that puts a brush in your hand. And the reason I asked that is because a lot of artists nowadays are not getting any kind of encouragement.
Yeah.
And so, the reason I'm bringing you on is because you're successful, you're evolved into this dynamic kind of artist. So here I'm going to now start asking you crazy questions.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Like, let me ask you, what is one of the most embarrassing kind of situations you got into painting someone?
Okay, so I recently presented to somebody a portrait. He's a pop singer in the UK, and I made his portrait using coffee, and he was actually allergic to coffee.
Oh, gee.
Um, and he said,
Yeah.
I can't really touch that. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, right, I'll frame it for you and stuff first so you don't have to touch it.
Oh my
But
God.
that was a little bit awkward. But I do get some really random, bizarre requests from people on the internet. I mean, we all know the internet is
Oh,
a
yeah.
strange
Not the
place.
blood thing, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, you
not,
got the blood
well,
thing?
probably worse.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah, it was
Oh,
actually
gee.
an
Yeah.
email from
Yeah.
a man in Texas,
Yeah.
and he wanted me to use his grandmother's ashes
Oh, that's not so
to
bad.
make
I
her
thought it'd be
portrait.
far worse,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of sweet,
Yeah.
but I just didn't want to be putting my hands in
All
all
over
that.
it.
No,
Gee, that's wild.
not my thing.
Well, I saw you do your concoctions of coffee, and I
Yeah.
think you add now Jim Beam whiskey. Have you
Yeah.
cut deals with these people? I mean, is there Folgers? It's like, putting a gun to your back. You better paint with coffee or we're going to kill you.
It's not quite that extreme, but I have been
Yeah.
very blessed to,
Yeah.
kind of work with on a
Yeah.
commission basis, like a lot of brands and a lot of companies.
Well, if you come back, and we have coffee together, you may have to paint me while I'm drinking my cup of coffee.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Amazing,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you can. I mean, it's too much red hair, maybe.
I mean, maybe we could use red hair dye, or we
Oh,
could use lipstick or
that's
something
right.
like really vibrant.
That's right. You paint in red lipstick?
Anything, absolutely, quite literally,
Oh.
and that is what
Are you
I.
hearing this out there?
Yes, that is what I kind of love most about what I do is that
Yeah.
the options are kind of limitless. I
Oh,
could quite literally take this shirt off, chop it up, and turn it into a piece of work,
oh my
or I could
God.
use the lipstick that you're wearing right now. It could quite literally be anything.
Well, I would feature you.
Yeah.
We'd film you, and you'd have to look at me for a while and figure it out, because I know it's a lot of tangled hair here.
I used to
And
have it.
yeah,
I used to have
I
it.
know you've done Landon. So
Yes.
anyway, it would be kind of funny. We'd film you, and then we'd have this ceremony, a ritualistic ceremony around you. Then we'd rip all your clothes off, and maybe put you in something
Yeah.
indecent.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
I
there.
mean that would be fun. What do you
I'm
think?
there.
Yeah.
This is not what I expected today.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, I am a bit flamboyant. I do like that. In fact, it would be fun to do I could do a portrait of you,
Okay.
and I would outfit you in my glamorous look. I think you could pull it off.
Okay. I'd look a bit like Liberace, but we'll do it.
I think you could be wilder than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah, you could stretch your stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That kind of thing. So tell me, you're here in the United States right now. Are you on a tour with any particular notables? Or are you just looking for subjects on the strip? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, so we're here in Vegas, and I come every year. I've got really good mates out here that I've, that I've connected with over the years. And mostly I just come here for a good time. This is actually my release, my sort of, because I have such a crazy schedule.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
where I come with my best mate and we just have a good time.
Ah,
But while I'm here,
yeah.
as you mentioned, I'm going to be presenting some artwork to London. That's very exciting.
Ah.
And also I have given a lipstick portrait to Christina Aguilera, who is
Oh,
obviously performing in the Voltaire at the Venetian at the
oh
moment.
my
So that was
God.
amazing.
That is amazing. Would you, if you had another celebrity you wanted to do, who would it be?
Oh, the biggest one that I haven't done already, it would probably be Sarah Michelle Gellar from
Which one? Oh, I got to check out the
so
leg
Buffy
here.
the Vampire Slayer, yeah.
Oh, have you gotten a hold of her? Or?
No, I've managed to meet the majority of the rest of the
Yeah,
cast,
yeah.
but not quite Sarah Michelle Gellar
How
yet.
about
So
Marilyn Manson?
Sarah, that would be epic.
Wouldn't that be epic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's another thing. I mean, you could be any kind of star, as out there and rock starish as Marilyn to quite literally the king of the UK. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm willing to like adapt my
I think
work
I
in a
saw
way
you
of
do one of The King.
yes, yeah. I've
Yeah.
met the king.
Was that in lipstick? It was in red, I believe.
No, that was coffee, so it might have just been the
A
light that was a
light
little bit.
brew then. Yeah,
Yeah,
a light brew. Yeah.
yeah. So I've
Very
met the
interesting.
king. I've met
Yeah.
the prince and princess of Wales. I've met
Well,
quite a
I'd love
few.
to see your Japanese series. Have you anybody in Japan you'd like to do?
Oh, that would be amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Japan's always been kind of a place that's fascinated me.
You should look up
I've
Stray
never been.
Kids.
Okay,
They are so hot.
right.
I watch them because they're just the choreography is amazing.
Wow.
They're so beautiful. It's like watching some sort of fin de siècle kind of moment
Yeah.
with a contemporary icing.
Wow.
And you'd fit right in. Of course, you'd have to get a kimono.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I
And
could
those
work
big,
one of those.
we
Yeah,
could film you there.
I could work one.
Yeah. Look them up when you get a chance. Stray
Okay, I
Kids.
will do
Yeah,
straight
that's
away.
awesome. So can you tell me anything else that you would like to project for yourself in the next 2 years?
Oh, do you know, I never really, it's one of those strange things because I never really expected to be where I am. I never
Yeah.
really had a goal
Yeah.
as such. I've already released 3 books of my work and I do plan on making a
Yeah.
bigger and better one very soon, maybe more of a nice hardback collection
Oh, wow.
to look back over the past 10 to 15 years of my work.
Oh, my God.
So that's a goal.
Yeah.
There was a very famous TV show in the UK called Art Attack back when I
Art
was
Attack.
growing up.
I
Yeah,
know, I've seen
where
it.
essentially they make huge random things out of
Yeah.
everyday stuff, which
Yeah.
is my thing.
Yeah.
So I'd love to present something like that maybe one day.
Oh, my God.
Just keep exhibiting, keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. So as long as I'm happy,
I think that's fantastic. You're a great person to interview. You're very relaxed, and a couple of people I've interviewed, and I've interviewed quite a few people, have just looked at me like a doe in the headlights. And can you give me your name? And there's this
Yeah.
frozen look, but
Yeah.
you just have this really cool, relaxed manner about yourself. I can imagine that people want to adopt you. I could adopt you. Actually,
I'm willing to move
what do you
over.
think? Should we
Let's
adopt
do it.
him?
Let's do it. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like I said that I wasn't always this
Yeah.
laid back and comfortable, and this has really come from a self-belief in what I do and knowing
Yeah.
that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I guess.
Let me ask about your process. I forgot to ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're doing a portrait of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me. So how would you get in the mood to do it? Would you come to my studio, or would you do it in a hotel room, or how do you get started?
Yeah, so it used to always just be in my studio back home.
Yeah.
I used to like to be in my own space and
Yeah.
surrounded by my own mess and all that,
Yeah.
all your craziness.
Yeah.
But where I've become, I guess, more successful and started to get commissions by brands and TV shows,
Yeah.
I've kind of adapted to being able to do it anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Because sometimes a company will say, look, we want you to do this on the street, and it's a big publicity stunt so
Yeah.
people can watch and we can film everybody's reactions.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
And then sometimes it can quite literally be backstage in, I don't know, Mariah Carey's dressing room or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
So it changes every time. But once I'm in that zone and I'm actually creating, whatever's around me doesn't matter.
Oh, it
So-
sounds great. What I like about you is your spontaneity. A lot of the artists that I studied in art school like Toulouse-Lautrec and Degas, they actually were backstage.
Right.
They were there sketching these things out. And
Yeah.
then, Toulouse-Lautrec did these very iconic drawings that became marquees and things like that.
Okay.
Do you see yourself doing a marquee for some big show?
I mean, I would never say never to most
Never say
things.
never,
Exactly.
Yeah. And if they were to lure you into this kind of a project, and I hate to ask this because a lot of artists would like to know, what are your price points? How do you price your art if you're not too, if you could tell us that?
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that I've kind of learned to accept and acknowledge with success and over the years of feeling confident in what I can do. So originally, I would have only have charged a couple of £100, couple of $100 for different things, but now, and nothing goes less than a couple of $1,000 now, and
well, that's
it's really
reasonable.
nice to. And again, I still feel like a young sort of boy in the Welsh valleys that has got this dream.
Yeah.
So to be able to say, do you know what? No, actually, my work is worth $5,000 today.
Wow.
That feels
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that you
it
feel
still
like you're
feels
worth it.
surreal, but I do
Yeah.
feel
Well,
like
if you were to do, like, say, for instance, if you had a heavy come in and want to have you do a portrait, and they wanted it for a major lobby, say, for instance, and they require that you use different materials and coffee grinds and whiskey, would you do it?
Yeah, I would definitely do it.
And would you, do you also frame your work, or do you just give it to them and let them do it?
Yeah, it can be both ways, really. I can frame it myself, or depending on how they want to frame it, to go with their deck or whatever it may be.
Oh.
That can be a two-way thing. And again, sometimes I will drop my prices a little bit, knowing that it's going to be in a lobby and it's going to be seen by millions of people, because the exposure of that is amazing as well. Never give yourself away. Never just do it for exposure, I would say. But at the same time, you can balance things up a little bit. And also, if I had a good month last month, and I know that the next project is going to be a great exposure, I don't have to worry so much.
Right.
So it's up to me, and that's the power of it, right? Knowing that it's down to me what I do, so nobody else can tell me what.
Well, how did you ever get a hold of Deborah Harry and Tom Jones? I want to know about that.
Oh, do you know what? They were performing in Cardiff Castle, where I'm from. The Cardiff's the capital of Wales, and Tom Jones, he's the king of Wales.
Oh my God, isn't he great?
Just phenomenal, and he was always the dream of Welsh icons to meet.
Oh my God, yeah.
Him and Dame Shirley Bassey, and I've managed to meet them both.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
So I created a portrait for his 80th birthday 4 years ago, using soil just on the grounds of Cardiff Castle.
Yeah.
So the idea was reflecting his song "Green Green Grass of Home," because it's his hometown on the green grass of our national castle. That was amazing.
Was he the one who did "What's It All About"?
Yeah.
Alfie.
Yeah.
And "What's New, Pussycat"?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, and Sex Bomb.
God, I love that song.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. And Debbie Harry, she was also performing in the same castle.
Yeah, "Color Me." What was that big song she did? "Color Me." Color Me. Dun,
That's
dun.
it.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Atomic and a few others. And so I made hers using Smashed Up Records.
What about Drago? You know who Drago is?
Yeah, I've not done anything for Drago.
I thought you did something for him, Jason. You did. You handed him something. You didn't?
I don't think so.
I am sure you know.
Oh, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yes, see, my head's gone.
Oh my God, he doesn't even know who that guy is.
Yes.
Look at all those muscles.
Yes,
I mean, unbelievable.
Aquaman.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was great. I shook his hand, and I'm not a small guy, right? So I don't think my hands
like
are
this,
particularly
right?
small.
Huge.
Just swallowed me. I was like, ooh.
His hands are smaller?
No, giant.
Oh my God.
Giant.
Oh, well, we know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Big gloves.
Oh my God. They say he's a very affable kind of guy.
Yeah, no, he was great.
He is.
Yeah.
I tell you now, here's another question for you. What is the most difficult client you've ever had, other than me?
No, you've been great.
Oh.
It's a tricky one. I found the anxiety around creating something for Mariah Carey really scary.
Wow.
Just because there was this huge aura of potential divaness and stories that you've heard.
Yeah.
But when I actually got to meet her, she was great. She was so sweet.
Did you meet her here?
No, she was performing in the Royal Albert Hall in London.
Wow, you get around the UK.
I-
Are they all coming to Britain or something? Is that
It
what's going
seems
on?
like it. I mean,
Wow.
it's
I mean,
kind of
I'm not.
crazy.
We're here in the big capital of everybody being here,
Yeah.
and you run into everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, oh, we just happened to be strolling down the street, and there was the King of England.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
that-
it feels like that when I look back, and it all kind of blurs into how did that happen?
Yeah.
But you know, I travel Europe a lot as well. I don't come to America as much as I'd love to,
Yeah.
to work, that is. But I come here to vacation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, the world is so small these days. You can get places quite quick, and it opens up so many avenues for me.
So is America one of your favorite countries, or do you like Britain better?
Do you know, I kind of love everywhere. I find the
Oh,
positives.
that's a good answer.
I really
Good
do
answer.
find I'd be a
How
good
about
politician,
Sulawesi?
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I-
How about Sulawesi or Afghanistan? You like those countries?
Well, yeah, it'd be a bit more difficult to do what I do in certain places.
Yeah,
I
strike
guess.
that out. Strike
Yeah,
that out.
no, it's fine. But the thing that I love most about
Yeah.
America and Americans in general is that they just seem so supportive and happy of any kind of talent.
Oh, yeah.
I really find that the encouragement that you guys give each other is amazing.
Well, if I had my gallery, I'd give you a show. It'd be fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd have to get my gallery back. You know,
I'd love that.
It was in LA though.
Yeah.
Here I'm in Vegas. I got a little studio, but if I were to get a gallery, actually I've been offered a gallery in LA again.
Okay.
Kind of a pop-up place, but you would probably be a hit.
I'd love that.
Yeah, it'd be so much fun to feature
love it.
you. You know, because we have all these celebrities just walking around. You know.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and we could last minute, you know, somebody drops in, I could make a portrait of them using something random. Coffee.
That coffee. We have more coffee places in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, and they go through these complicated brews. It's like a Rube Goldberg kind of deal with it trickles down into a cup and then it goes down a river and then it comes back. And then you get this little demi-tasse. It's about $20. And you're drinking, going, you know, I could have made this at home.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's a little bit extravagant, but, you know, we could do a real weird coffee thing around you.
Love that.
We'd try different brews.
Okay.
You know, do you like the dark brew or do you like the
Again,
espresso? Or
I'm all for every kind of brew. I do like a latte.
we'll drink whiskey and then we'll do the tequila painting.
Okay, deal.
Tequila. We'll get the $200 bottle of
Wow,
Patron.
wow.
Maybe we'll get them to, you know, we could get them to
They could sponsor us.
you.
Yeah, we could get loads. Or we could have a
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, let's have a
Yes,
party. We'll
great.
invite the whole gay community because I happen to know all of them.
Fabulous,
And,
of course.
Yeah, it'll be fabulous. So, do you have any parting thoughts for, say, Landon or the Gen Z generation? Hey, what's a parting thought?
Honestly, just love what you're doing. You know, find that thing that
Yeah.
you love most and go for it. And don't feel bad on days maybe when you don't feel up to doing whatever that is. Just take a chill and then come back and smash it even harder.
Okay, I got to ask you, what do you do when you're not in the mood to paint?
I walk a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it? No dancing?
No, I mean I do go clubbing a lot, and I do like to party.
Yeah, yeah, I
and yeah, I've got some really cool mates that I like to go dancing.
Don't
and
you think
drinking with.
dancing gets your endorphins up?
It does,
And
yeah.
it makes you happy, and then you want to go home and paint?
Yeah, I saw that video you put up the other day about, you know, when you don't feel, just dance around for 10 minutes.
yeah.
And I actually do that in my studio a little bit. Embarrassed, I've never told anyone this. This is embarrassing for me now. But
I love
I
that.
do occasionally just bop around. My studio's in a church, an old church. It's beautiful with gorgeous stained glass windows and
God.
things.
We're coming to stay with you, by the way.
Yeah, fine.
Are we coming to stay with him?
Yeah.
Yay!
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if the reverend of the church walked in and just saw me dancing around, he'd be like, "Whoa!" But this guy's lost it. But I just sometimes
You know, I'm totally, you know, when I used to be starving artist living in downtown LA, you know, I had no money for the gym. I had no money for anything. I was just living on a futon with a little hot plate. But I used to get up and dance around to, you know, actually Debbie Harry, you know. But what I love is that you love to dance.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody that's watching this is going to be inspired by you.
Thank you.
You
It's
know.
just energy, isn't it? It's kinetic energy, and
Yeah.
if you're feeling it, you're putting it out into the world, it's going to come back.
Well, we're going to show some of your artwork during this, aren't we? We're going to show some of the artwork while he's talking so that people can get an idea of the big scale of your art.
Yeah.
I know you do smaller things, but And do you also do limited editions like giclées or anything like that?
I've thought about it a lot because obviously a lot of my work is perishable. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's made with food. It's made with, I don't know,
Yeah.
something on the beach, so
Yeah.
nature takes it away. I've thought about doing that, but at
Yeah.
the moment I've just collected them into books. But maybe at some point we'll see.
So do you actually curate the art that you are doing? I did see a lot of it on your website and things. The curation of it, probably for a book, but you could do limited editions on
Yeah.
some of the iconic images that you've done.
Yeah, and I know I could, probably
Yeah.
print them onto canvases and
Yeah.
whatnot as well.
That's my advice to you, actually.
Yeah,
As your art
just
authority here.
to get it out. Yes,
Yeah, you could do that, and I think it would bring in extra income because when you're doing just the original, and I found this in myself, you're doing a commission piece and it looks fantastic, and then out the door it goes.
Yeah, it's true.
So you could be
It's true.
doing.
And I used to find that really sad as well when I'd sort of let the work go.
I'd weep actually.
Yeah,
Did you weep?
and when like,
Yeah.
especially if it's food and then I've got to recycle it or eat it, whatever it is I end up doing, it was always I always felt like it was giving birth and letting a child go.
Oh,
Probably not as painful,
can
but
you do my portrait in candy?
yeah,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
you could eat yourself.
Oh my God, I love eating myself. I don't eat it that way.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, that would be fun. That
Yeah.
would really be. It would, and it would be fun because we'd film it, and then I don't know if I'd have to wear candy, but we could figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're going to let you go because I know you want to go out partying.
always Vegas.
Yeah, and I think it's just grand meeting you. And I have to tell you, I'm going to shake your hand.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
an icon in your own right.
Oh, thank you.
Really
That really,
are.
really does mean a
And
lot.
all the artists out there are going to love seeing this because a lot of them need encouragement out there. And I definitely have my eye on you. You know I do. So anyway, on that note, join
pleasure.
us. Join us on Patreon. There you go.